Hello everyone, it's Prasanna. Welcome to the session. Next 45 minutes will take you through fundamentals of Selenium Tool, or you can say the instructions to, or you can say the brief introduction to the Selenium Tool. With this session, you can learn why automation is required and where automation is required. We'll try to understand the benefit of the automation with the help of small example, and also we'll define what exactly the automation is with that example, and where all the automation can be implemented. And also we'll see the brief intro to the testing, how in an industry, in software industry, how the testing is carried out, what are the methods, what are the ways we'll do testing. And also we'll try to understand what exactly the Selenium tool, what are the tools available in the market, and why we are using Selenium tool, what is the special about it, what are the advantages, what are the features which makes Selenium different from other tools. Then we'll go to the fundamentals of the Selenium. So how exactly can be integrated with other tools, programming language, and the browser. At the end of the session, we'll have a small demo integrating the Selenium tool with a different language, framework, and tools. We will execute that script and it'll generate the report. And finally, we have a 10 minutes question and answer session. Let's move on to the next topic, the introduction to Selenium tool. You can see the two pictures. So two ladies are grinding the grains and the machine which grind the grains. This is a small example of automation, how automation is done. So ladies are putting a lot of effort here, the grinding the grains and making it a powder. And in machine, if you see, there's a lot of effort involved in grinding the grains. It's a lot of effort involved and a lot of time it consumes. And over the time, so the powder may not be consistent. So what we have done is they invented a machine where it takes less resource, less effort. With a minimal time, we can get the powder, and with an accuracy and consistency, we can hold it. We can configure it. We want this powder in this way, so we can control it. This is just a small example. So that's what they define what automation is and why it is required. It is required to save the time. It's required to save the resources, as you see this example. And accuracy and consistency. Every time we grind, we'll get the same kind of powder from the machine. It may not be with the ladies when they're grinding it. So when you require that automation? With my experience, the automations, so I always say anything and everything which is repeatable every day. It should be automatable and it should be automated. Next, move on to the next topic. Let's define the automation, what exactly the automation is. Automation is a technology by which the process or a procedure is performed with the minimal or no human assistance to achieve the desired output with the actual time. So I underline the words. So with automation, we can achieve without or a minimal human interface with the accuracy with a minimal time. The desired output can be achieved. So we have seen those examples in my previous slide. With the machine, with the no human assistance or with the minimal human assistance, with accuracy in the minimal time, we can be able to grind the grains. Okay, then where all the automation you can apply it, and what all the industries automation are using. So a lot of industries are using automation to come up with faster product delivery to the market, faster feedback, and every day what we are testing it can be automated so that we can go fast to the market. Maybe in a software, it may be in a manufacturing, it may be in household, or in a mechanical industry. So there's a lot of industries that are now going with automation. With that, so we will be concentrating on our software industry. So how automation can be achieved in software with the help of Selenium. So let's define what exactly the in software, what exactly the testing is. Okay, what are the ways we do the testing? Let's move on to the next topic. It's a small intro to the testing. It's not a huge in-depth dive. So, but the testing is a process to evaluate the functionality of the software application with an intent to find whether developed software met the specified requirement or not. We have set of requirement. The software needs to adhere to those requirements. So we will be testing each and every day. My software is adhering to the requirement. So either you can do it manually, or you can do it in automated way, or you can do it both. So it depends on the strategy, so how you wanted to proceed with, and depends on the product what you are going to develop it. So it is, there are a lot of, when you see, when you do the automation, there are a lot of resources, as I already discussed, a lot of resources. It's very, when you want to do it manually, it's a lot of consumption of resource, a lot of time. It will be, we'll be investing a lot of my software adhering to the requirement. Is there any deviations with the development, what they developed it? It's goes on process each and every day. We need to test it and make sure our product is as per the requirement what they have given by the client. So we have different types of applications. So if you see here, we have desktop based application, we have mobile, we have web based applications. But in desktop based application, because of the technical limitations, it's becoming obsolete. So now the world is moving to web and mobile, thinking both web and mobile in the same page. So with that, if you want to test daily, each and every day, the build and the easy adhering the requirement, then we have to go to the tool. So we are selecting Selenium because of wide variety of the features and a lot of features and advantages which we are getting Selenium. So we are going with Selenium. Then what is the Selenium tool is all about? Selenium tool is open source. I just underline this. This is an open source automation testing tool, which is used for automating tests carried out in a different web browsers. As you already know, the web applications with the product which you are developing, the web-based, should work in all available browsers, because our customers, we may not be knowing our customers which browser they will be using it. When we develop a product and delivering it to market, it has to work for all the web browsers. So Selenium is giving that flexibility to test in all the browser. It is like write one script which will work for all the browsers, like Safari, Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Firefox. I just want to give a small example here. So any software which want to develop and release to the market, it takes months and years together. And it has to be tested and validated for every build each and every day. So whenever we are doing the testing, so we write the document called test cases. So those are the test cases we derive from the requirement. So always test the application. Is it my test cases? Is it my application is adhering to the requirement? This is what about the test cases talk about. When we're doing so, take an example like any product. It contains 1,000 test cases, which has to be executed in all 4 browsers. It may take a 3 week or 4 week, depending on the resources. So assume that. So it has to be delivered each and every day. What you will do then? You need to increase the resources. If you increase the resources, the budgeting will be more. The application which we are developing may not go to all the users because of the cost. So how can we reduce this? How can we reduce this the cost so that it goes to faster to the market, and with a less amount my application will be available for most of the users. The one way is automate all the 1,000 scripts, write one time all 1,000 scripts and execute in all 4 browsers. So for that, here the Selenium comes into the picture. Like it is very different from other products which we have, for tools which are available in the market. There are plenty of tools are available in the market for automating the web applications. QTP, Test Complete, Prasanna, Test Studio. These are all paid tool. We need to pay money for them for the licensing to execute the scripts. Selenium is the tool which is open source and which works for all the browsers available in the market. That is the reason we are going with Selenium. It's basically to automate testing across the web browsers it supports. And it works for all. It works for all the OSs. So let's deep dive into the Selenium and try to understand what exactly the features or advantages we get it when we try to use Selenium. Let's move on to the next slide to understand the fundamentals of Selenium and the features of the Selenium. The language and the framework support. The most standout feature, if you ask me, the most standout feature of Selenium, which makes different compared to other tool, is the variety of the language it supports. It supports all the major development language like Java, Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, Ruby, and Perl. You can design a scripts with any of the languages. These are any of these languages which it supports. It gives a flexibility to write the scripts of any language without independent of the browser. This, if you write it, the scripts in any of the language without independent of the browser, it will run for all the browsers. The most important part is, since it supports all the programming language, development programming language, it inherits all the capability of the programming language, like hooks, threading, language libraries, integration with any of the third-party tools. So other tools, its lack of integrating, or it will be very difficult to integrate the other tool with other third-party tools. That is one of the main advantages of using Selenium. The next is open source availability. There is a huge forum. Selenium community is there to help us for any solutions or any technical feasibility check or any technical things. If you want to try it out, the huge community is available and it is open source and everything is active. They are giving the solutions. with a very minimal time. The turnaround time is very minimal. If you ask me in Selenium community, the turnaround time is very minimal. The Selenium is proved in such a way that all your technical solutions are available in internet. Or wherever you struck, you just search it in a Google, you get each and everything. Next is multi-browser support. As I already discussed this, so one of the main advantages is write one script, work for all browsers. So it's with a minimal change. With all other tools as well it supports, but not with open source, not with the community which he has, which other tools have, not with can compare with Selenium. Next point is it's supporting all the operating system. The scripts might be independent of your platform. It may not be a platform dependent. You can write your scripts to test your application in Windows, to test the application Linux, Mac, Unix, all the operating system it supports. Ease of implementation. Selenium tool is very easy to use, and it required very minimal programming experience. Yes, if you want to go to develop a framework, you require the programming expertise, but with a minimal programming experience as well, you can do the Selenium script design. Reusability and integration. So I already told about this, the reusability. So when you're using any development language like Java, C Sharp, or even Python, so it inherits all those uh, features of the language with your Selenium tool. So all the powerful features are with Selenium tool. It's automatically inherit those. You get a huge library. Then you get a, since it is using the development technology, you can integrate with any of third-party tool. You can integrate any of the parallel mechanism which is working for other tools can be integrated with this tool only because it supports the major programming language. I don't think so any of the tool this feature is available. So either they say we have to use one programming language, or it restricts us to use the one programming language, not like whatever the development, we can add it to a development language itself. We can become, automation tester can become the integrated part of your development team itself. The reusability, the most important feature. As I said, the integration of third party. We can use JUnit, we can use TestNG. You can use build tools like Maven. You can schedule the scripts in Jenkins, Dockers. The best part is whatever the new inventions, new innovations are coming to the market, it is easily integrated with Selenium. It can be integrated with Selenium very easily without any technical difficulties. That's why it's more flexible and it can be extendable. Your Selenium scripts with a minimal change, I bet you we can extend to mobile. Your framework can be extended to mobile. It can work with Selenium and the mobile with Android. So it's easy to extend. The one of the major features which I already have discussed. How can we reduce with automation? How can we reduce the faster turnaround time? I want to release my product to the market with a less or minimal time. How can we do that? The parallel execution. All the 1,000 scripts can be executed parallelly in all browsers. If 1,000 scripts is taking 3 or 4 hours, within 4 hours, all the scripts will be executed with all the supported browser. If you try to do it manually with 1 or 2 resource, it will takes a 2 week to test it. Since human being, you're testing it, it may not be consistent. So we may miss. So since it's a tool, there is no doubt the missing the things or which is not capturing the deviations. There's no doubt about it. So we will not have any doubt if you use the tool. Manually, we have some might go, it might miss, but tool we cannot. So the parallel test execution is the most important feature. So it can be the, as I already told, like there are so many tools are available to integrate can sell with Selenium. So we can build our own framework. We can with all the tools integrated. Whatever the new technology innovations comes into the market, it is easily integratable or is easily configurable with Selenium. Let's see, let's have a demo. Let's take a small example of automation scripts where the scripts are written in Java and it is integrated to Maven to execute those scripts, build those scripts, and it is integrated to a testing framework. I have used JUnit. It is integrated to JUnit. It is integrated to Cucumber, where your automation scripts itself is written in English statement, so everybody can understand. So the tester or any person may not require to understand what automation scripts are written. So the Cucumber made it very clear. It is written in English. Anybody without it, what exactly scripts are written, how exactly scripts are designed, what all the validation we covered it. So let's execute the scripts and see how the scripts is executed. I just taken a small example where I will create a user, log into the application, I'll create a user and check is the user is created and I'll log out from the application. It's a small demo. This is the, as I told, this is a Cucumber script. I have logged into the application, then I'll check the application home page is there and I'll select the user tab. Then I'll add a user with all the details I've provided and log out from the application. So it hosts, it's invoke the browser. Currently I'm doing it in Chrome. Click on users, create a user. User is created. User one. This is the user it is got created. And then I log out from the application. Here you can see when you execute the scripts, all the test steps are green. These are the test. This is a test case which has the test steps. And again, I integrated to generate a report the master thought, which is a third-party tool. I have integrated and it integrated to generate the report, and it captures the screenshots as well. So where you can go back and validate is my scripts are doing right way. Whenever you schedule the scripts overnight in Jenkins, so the screenshots are very important for us. The scripts are executed correctly and validate is all pages are loaded and what all the created, so we can validate it. So this is what I am trying to show it. Yep. Yeah, this is all about a small intro to Selenium, and which we have learned the fundamentals of Selenium tool. So we'll open a question and answers.